Ryan, year two with this defense, what's been the progress through about half spring ball so far?
Progress has been good. You look at where we were this time last year. Just the communication is ramped up. I feel like guys just understand football more. And then also just as a staff, knowing the roster and knowing what their identity is and being able to cater to that at an earlier stage, I think is key for us. And just we're seeing guys progress, you know what I mean, and getting better every day. And the mistakes that were made the previous day are corrected, the next practice. And so just the mark of a good defense to me in this time of year is just improvement. I definitely think we're improving.
You set such a good foundation last year. What do you want the identity of this defense to be moving forward?
Just the same identity that's within our program. Tough, smart, and dependable. I think that's key for us, and that's the approach we got to take every day. And hopefully that'll lead to success on Saturdays come fall.
You showed being multiple last year. With a year of knowing the personnel, different personnel, like how much can you grow that? Going into year two.
Yeah, I think you definitely can. Obviously there are still new faces in there. So I think at times we have to tell ourselves as a staff, just because it's year two, it's not year two for everybody. And so I think we've done a good job of being slow with the install, but still giving them the base package and kind of letting them digest it. And but to see where it goes this fall, I'm not sure yet. You still got new faces that we're going to add that might be able to help us, come time for the season. So, but I like where we're at right now.
How can a defense evolve, and change year to year, month to month, even I guess for you guys last year?
I think it has to. I think that's in my experience as a coach, you have to ever be evolving because your roster is always evolving, right? You got injuries throughout the year. You got new guys coming in. So if your locker room changes, you got to change a little bit. I'm not saying you got to wholesale change, but you got to always cater to the players' strengths and weaknesses. And so that might mean adjusting what you do from a schematic standpoint.
All right, a lot of guys in your position might have decided to jump somewhere else after having so much success. Besides the commitment Illinois made, why did you want to stay here and build on that?
Well, two things really. One, I feel like this situation is set up for growth. That was one of the reasons why I came in the first place. I learned a ton from Coach B just about how to think about the game. And then our defensive staff, we challenge each other every day. I think we get better every day because of the guys in that room, and the grass ain't greener all the time. Like this is pretty fertile ground for me personally. And I think we got a chance to be pretty good next year. And obviously the commitment, the second part is the commitment that Illinois made. That is definitely humbling, and I think that the leadership in this program is set a good foundation and is headed in the right direction. And I want to be a part of that.
What's been the best part of spring practice for your defense so far, and what do you want to see more of?
Just the communication has been awesome. Just understanding the situations that we're putting them in, and just talking pre-snap and post-snap. Just that communication piece is huge for a defense, especially with what our offense has given us. So it's been good work. It's been good back and forth, and so I just improvement every day, and not making the same mistake twice. That's kind of what we're looking for right now in spring. And right now we're also relatively healthy, so those are all good things. Head to the halfway point of spring ball.
When had you wanted more communication from your players?
Every day, every day, all the time. Like they can't talk enough. You know what I mean? Like to me, great defenses are chatty. Just calling out everything that they see, so that there's no secrets out there, and trying to gain as much information from the offense as you can pre-snap. And so to me, the communication will never be enough, but it's at a point right now that's pretty good.
Coach, you got some new pieces in the back end of the defense with some veterans moving on. Are you starting to get an idea of who fits where back there?
Yeah, and we're still shuffling guys around, but like I said, because of the communication, I think it allows us to do so, and we're seeing guys improving. I've been happy with Kendall. Moving full time to that safety spot, and he's doing a great job. Younger guys like Taz, Nicholson, he's doing awesome at corner, and obviously Spoon is a vet guy back there. And then Sidney Brown and Quan Martin, those guys in the secondary, I'd ride with, till the wheels fall off. So.
Did you get enough competition at nose tackle, and what do you kind of see from?
Yeah, I mean, we got really those top three guys are all doing a great job, and Coach J-Mo's done an awesome job with the whole front. You just look at the consistency with which they play with proper technique and fundamentals. Like it's better now than it was at any point during the season, and so that's encouraging. And just the strain with which they play and the effort that they're playing with, it's fun to watch.
Did you get data points and teaching points off of Saturday, even with guys that are a little bit lower down the depth chart?
Yeah, I mean the best evaluator is the live scenarios, and so there's a lot of stuff to learn from and build off of from the scrimmage, and I'm looking forward to the next one for sure.
What have you seen from Keontae and Prince back there, two redshirt freshmen?
Yeah, I mean those guys have a lot of potential, but potential can be scary because it just means you're not where you're supposed to be yet. But you see flashes and starting to see more consistency with their play, and as we should. I remember, even through my career as a coach and even my time as a player, I feel like one of the biggest jumps that you see is that spring going into your sophomore season after getting through a full year, full fall, and kind of understanding what's expected, and then going out there and playing consistently and getting consistent reps during the springtime. You're starting to see a lot of improvement pretty quickly from those two guys.
Having familiarity, obviously, with the university, how does that help you in year two?
Yeah, just you feel comfortable with your surroundings, so it allows you to dive deeper and focus more on the job. Like I'm not worried about where am I going to live, where are my kids going to go to school, stuff like that, and just getting to know the routine, the day-to-day routine, what's expected of you, and also getting to know the roster and what's their strengths, what's their weaknesses, and trying to cater to that. That's kind of what we're doing right now.
Coach, you got Tariq and CJ linebacker. Who are the depth pieces behind those two guys?
Yeah, so Dark Angelo's doing a great job. Dylan Rosiak has been balling, and Kanena Odaluga has been doing a heck of a job as well. So those five guys have kind of stood out so far at the halfway point.
When you have five guys in Andy's room, and he seems very excited about all the pieces that he has. Coach is always talking about trying to get their best 11 out there. So is there a way for you to manipulate it so if those guys need to be out there, they can be out there, or is it just there's two spots?
The best 11 will play.
Right.
So if you're in the top 11, that's our job to figure out what configuration we can get you out there, regardless of the position. So, but it's healthy competition. You can only have 11 out there, but it's our job, and we owe it to the Illini faithful to have the best 11 out there as much as possible. So.
And I guess you kind of talk about people in the secondary shifting around pieces in the spring. When you get kind of live action, how much does that help you kind of determine where guys' best fit is, and how does that kind of change that process?
So we get to live action. What it does is it allows you to play your best players, and not so much, say the free safety gets hurt and you put the backup free safety in. Well, if the backup boundary safety is a better player than the backup free safety, then why is he sitting on the bench? You know what I mean? So being able to adjust and have those guys learn all the spots, you end up with your best guys out there, not just by position. It's your best defensive back.
Have you started to kind of see, I guess, when you go from the spring to the fall, when's the point that you kind of like to nail down where guys are, if that makes sense?
We won't nail that down until we get to the season. Like right now, we ain't playing anybody. Nobody's keeping score until September. You know what I mean? So